Danzo, you are really at the top of my kill list, Naruto says, reaching the surface. You have a kill list, Makoto says, waiting for him. Yeah, just made with Danzo at the top with Jiraiya, Naruto says. Let me castrate that pervert, Makoto says, causing the teen to wince. Naruto would explore the entire island over the course of 2 months, but finds nothing of note. He uses his new weapons to test them, and each are amazing in their own rights. Even the revolving rifle, which has seals on the revolver that summons rounds to the cylinder once ejected. He learns to shoot wild game and decides to head for the land of water. It is composed of many islands with each having their own unique traditions, and after 4 months learns the weather is fairly cool, also covered by mist as he traverses a few islands. He buys some new clothes of a black sleeveless collared shirt with silver fastenings, baggy black pants, black lace-up boots to his knees, a dark blue sash around his waist, and black gloves. He buys a more detailed map, learning the main island that has Kirigakura is to the further east with the capital on another island as well. Rengentan. Naruto steps off a boat arriving on Fujioka Island with some people who live on the island, but immediately this atmosphere hits him, one that is very similar to Konoha during the Kyuubi festival. You came at the perfect time, friend, a man says, almost giddy. How so, Naruto asks, arching an eyebrow under his hood. It's a festival, a second man says, and Naruto slowly nods. He finds it inn to rest in, but each person he meets has this fake smile on their faces. He sends out his nen shadows to scout this town and island. This place is creepy, Naruto thought, laying on his bed. I agree, Makoto comments. About an hour before sunset, his shadows have scouted the entire island, with the town he's in being the lone one, but there were ruins of 3 other smaller towns. However, something else puts Naruto on edge, and that being there were no children on the island, not a single one, no newborns, no toddlers, no teens of any kind. A knock at the door wakes the blonde, and he answers to a stocky young man with spiky black hair, neatly trimmed facial hair, and Kirigakura Hitaye. Hello, friend. My name is Suiko. I'm a jonin from Kirigakura. I wanted to invite you to a bonfire to celebrate, the man says. Celebrate? What, Naruto asks, and Suiko places a hand on his shoulder with a fake smile. A smile the blonde knows all too well. It's best not to spoil it, Suiko says, patting the blonde's shoulder a few. Sure, let me get my hoodie, Naruto says, and Suiko nods before the blonde grabs his coat. Music. Enemy, Tommy Prophet, Sam Tinnis, and Beacon Light. Naruto follows Suiko towards the center of town as everyone seems to be gathering, and he could see a bonfire in the distance. They move through the gathered crowd, and the blonde could see the fake smiles beginning to fade from the people's faces, morphing into the ones the villagers had during his beatings. They reach the bonfire itself as Naruto has his hood over his face, while Tsukio introduces his teammates, Cho, Juntai, and Lee-chin, with some other no-name, Kiri Ninja. Everyone, thank you for coming to our celebratory bonfire of burning heretics, Suiko declares, and Naruto freezes with wide eyes as people cheer louder. Keki. Genkai users are the harbingers of evil and the source of strife in our country, Suiko says with some hears. A girl's scream echoes as girl Naruto's age is dragged before the crowd, her auburn hair chopped short and green eyes filled with fear. A woman in the crowd with her eyes hard but filled with glee shouts, "She's cursed! She brings misfortune to us all," she shouts. We caught this disgusting creature on one of our patrols and brought her here to let everyone see her burn, Cho declares. The girl looks like she's been beaten as Naruto begins to have flashbacks of his own beatings. Please let me go, the girl cries, but Yumtai punches her square in the face with a spray of blood. We should kill you and rape your corpse before we burn you, Juntai says as the girl gasps in horror. Kill her! Rape her! Several shout, over and over. Juntai sees Naruto trembling and approaches him with a smirk. Hey, newcomer. Why don't you get in on this? He starts before a rifle barrel enters his mouth. Naruto pulls the trigger and explodes Juntai's head with blood, splattering on his face as people scream, a few of the more cowardly running away. You people are disgusting pieces of shit, and you don't deserve to live, Naruto says and unleashes bloodlust to halt them. Arise! He shouts, bringing out his army. You're a heretic, Suiko says as Naruto's eyes glow purple. And Miko, everyone, kill them. All except the Auburn beauty, Naruto says, coldly, and blows out Suiko's left kneecap. Makoto brings out her new weapon, the Demon King's longsword, as the Shadow Army begin their attack. Cho attempts to weave signs, but one of the tigers pounces on him as Suiko tries to stand. Naruto blows out his other leg as Suiko screams in pain. I know people like you. You are like the same as people who used to beat me senseless for a burden I carried, Naruto says. He kicks Suiko on his back and drives a knee into his crotch as he settles on top of him. Who are ordered you to hunt Keki Genkai users, Naruto says. Fuck you, Suiko says. The Wayande main, Mizukage the beaten girl says. Kirigakure has ordered wholesale slaughter of people. Is that what happened on this island to the other 3 towns? Is that why there are no children on this island? Naruto says. You know, nothing, Suiko spit. Naruto rises to his feet and points his rifle at Suiko's head, but stops and instead looks to the girl. You should kill him, he says, walking to her and giving her a kunai as screams, Echo! The girl slowly takes the kunai from and shakily gets to her feet to approach Suiko. You damn demon! Suiko shouts as the girl falls to her knees and begins stabbing him repeatedly. The girl stabs Suiko over 30 times before the kunai breaks, and Naruto's coat falls on her shoulders as the screams have long stopped. What's your name, he says. My Terumi, the girl whispers, clutching his coat. I'm Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto says, but freezes as a thick mist rolls. Not bad, kid. The carnage here reminds me of me, a voice says, seemingly from everywhere. Who are you? Naruto shouts. The name's Zabuza Momochi, Demon of Mist, the voice says. Song ends. Yenenhan. Naruto raises his rifle with it trained to hit whoever comes close, but Zabuza chuckles. Easy, kid. You did my work for me, Zabuza says. From everywhere? Work? Naruto says, eyes narrowed. Yeah, I was sent to put this disgusting place to the sword for their unspeakable actions, Zabuza says, as the mist recedes. Naruto keeps his rifle at the ready as a tall and noticeably muscular man appears with light grayish skin, short, spiky black hair, dark brown eyes, and small eyebrows. He wears bandages around the lower half of his mouth, a hitayate turned sideways on his head, a sleeveless black shirt and matching pants, complete with a waist guard and striped wrist and leg warmers. On his back is a large, tall broadsword shaped like a butcher knife. The blade itself has 2 cutouts, a circle close to the top, and a semicircular one nearer to the handle. Sent by who, Naruto says, but sees another person out the corner of his eye. Lower your weapon, kid, and we'll talk, but if must know. It's Mangetsu Hazuki, Zabuza says. Mangetsu Hazuki is powerful. Same with Zabuza Momochi. You can learn from both, Makoto comments. Naruto lowers his rifle as on this day he would gain another teacher, and eventually through him a powerful shadow, but also a lifelong partner. Meanwhile, in Konoha, things were not going as well, as it would take 2 months before Hiruzen is informed of Naruto's disappearance. The teachers at the academy didn't bother to inform the Hokage or his Anbu minder, Inu. Hiruzen reads the riot act to Inu, or Kakashi Hatak, busting him out of Anbu to Jonin. He has Anbu search the village, but they find no trace of the blonde, and 2 months later calls his council. A few of Merchant Clan members were elated about the news and planned parties to celebrate, while the shinobi were not as enthused as Naruto as their Jinchuriki. Danzo argues that they need to find Naruto before other nations catch wind of things and seek him for their aims. Hiruzen has Anbu Team Ro, led by newly promoted Neko, search the country for Naruto, while Danzo secretly used his supposed to be decommissioned Nii to search as well, but for more sinister reasons. The Hokage even calls back Jiraiya to search for Naruto as well, but the self-proclaimed super pervert was concerned with other things. He told his sensei he'll have his spies look for Naruto, but suggests that Itachi kidnapped the blonde after slaughtering her clan. And this worried the Sandaime. He would send Jiraiya back out, but again the Gamma Senin's priorities were elsewhere. Tenten, worried for friend and a blow-up with her adopted father concerning Naruto, caused her to drop out of the academy and actually leave the village to find him, but would meet a powerful teacher, who happens to be a legendary medic. Naruto and Mei follow behind Zabuza and his apprentice, Hakuyuki. Not bad killing all those scummy people, Zabuza says, while they were riding on a boat heading for the rebels' main base on the island of Trize. They were going to kill her, Naruto says, with Mei sleeping on his shoulder. You look so young, Haku says. He is a effeminate young man with long black hair gathered in a white bun holder, while two locks framing his face, bound with metal hair cuffs at the ends and large dark brown eyes. He wears a pinstriped outfit that stops at his knees, a green haori with white trimmings, around his waist a brown sash with a fringed trail wrapped around his waist twice. He also wears light brown platoon sandals with straps in the same color as his kimono, nail polish on his fingernails and toenails in matching blue-green color as well. I grew up fast, Naruto says firmly. You keki? Janaki user Zabuza asks, prying.
Sort of. I ended on Fujioka by chance, Naruto says, keeping things close to the vest. The journey devolves in silence and they soon reach Trice as Zabuza takes them to their HQ to their leader. Naruto and Mei sees numerous people from old to young, survivors of the purges, Haku says, while Mei sticks close to the blonde.
Innocent people killed for simply being born, Makoto says. They reach the rebel leader's tent. Oh, I'm Mangetsu. I'm back with someone interesting, Zabuza says. Naruto sees a young man sitting at a long table with map, and a few others pointing at various things. Interesting, how Mangetsu says. He has purple eyes, shoulder-length white hair and pointed shark-like teeth. He has a black, sleeveless shirt, light purple pants and striped leg warmers and wears bandages around his neck. This kid killed everyone on Fujioka, Zabuza says, and this shocks many in the tent. Mangetsu stares at Naruto for a few minutes to study him, and Mei standing beside him. Name's Mangetsu says. Naruto says, curtly. My Teromi Mai says, slightly nervous. Do you both have bloodlines? Mangetsu asks, in a tone of saying, don't lie. Naruto sighs and summons one of his animal's soldiers, explaining he can summon shadow animals with chakra, and he has 3 elemental affinities. Mei slowly reveals she has not one bloodline but 2 bloodlines of the lava release and boil release.
Such skills can have used to us. Would the two of you consider joining our fight to free Kurigakure from tyranny? Mangetsu says and goes to explain that a few years after the Third Shinobi War, the Yondaime Mizukage began a purge of all bloodline users due to the actions of the Kagaya clan. He, Zabuza, Mayuri Ringo and Kagura Karataki defected from Kurigakure after witnessing several mothers tossing their babies into fires or into rivers because their father was a bloodline holder.
I'm willing to help, but I'm just kid, Naruto says, and Mei says the same. I'll have Zabuza train you, Mangetsu says. I don't know how to train girls, Zabuza says. Foo-foo. I can help you with her, a voice playfully says. Naruto and Mei look back to see a short woman with long red hair, black eyes, and together with a slashed Hittite and a simple cloth around her head, distinctively tied at both sides, so as the ends of the material protrude upwards, while the remainder of hair flows downwards. She wears a loose pinstripe long-sleeve shirt with a dark obi around the waist, black hakama pants, and striped leg warmers. Meet Mayuri Ringo, Mangetsu says, holding his hand out to her. I'll do it, but I'll train the kid my way, Zabuza says, and Mangetsu nods, dismissing the teens. Naruto decides to go explore, but Mei follows him. Why are following me, he says, slightly annoyed. You're the only one I know here, and you saved me, Mei says, her eyes shifting left and right. Don't be so rude, her Makoto chides, and the blonde sighs. Naruto extends his right hand to Mei, and she takes it. You can hang with me, he says. They would ask around for places to sleep come nightfall, but were only given large blankets. Food wasn't in short supply and could eat their fill before finding a place to hunker down come nightfall. Mai would find her way close to him during the night after a nightmare, which would be a daily occurrence for a while. Zabuza and Mayuri's form of training is first withstanding their ki and standing up to them. The two teens did, with Mai barely hanging on, but impressed Mayuri. The next thing is a toss into the deep end of learning silent killing, or defending against it inside the hidden mist. Jutsu. It took Naruto 6 months to defend and Mai a year, all the while their teachers are mocking them on which places they would strike. Alright, brat, you and brat number 2 are going fishing, Zabuza says. The 5 of them were on the island of Sayako and hunting Kirigakure forces. Who's the fish, Naruto asks, now 14. His name is Kim Chulin. You can't miss him. He's a musclehead with a wide double-sided axe. He's in the town of Lise up ahead, Zabuza says. You have to kill him using only silent killing, Amayer says, looking to Mai, now 14 as well, and wearing a dark blue dress. You can use the hidden mist jutsu as well, Zabuza adds. Succeed and we'll teach you some jutsu, Amayuri adds as well. Naruto and Mai nod as they pick up their speed and head for the town of Lise. I'll use a few clones to scout the town, and then devise a strategy, he says. And Mai nods. It takes them about an hour to reach the town of Lise, which isn't large, and has about 20 or so buildings. Naruto makes about a dozen clones and they head for the town by using stealth, while Mai and Naruto hide themselves on a hill about 2 miles from the city. What do you think they'll teach us, Mai asks. Who knows? Something geared toward our affinities, Naruto says, looking through binoculars. Mai stares at him for a few moments and debated touching his whiskers but decides against it. Sensei said she has found some jutsu for my Futton. And Yotin, she says. That's good, Naruto says, not noticing Mai stealing glances at him. My godchild can be dense, Makoto thought from his shadow. About 30 minutes later, Naruto gets feedback from his clones. Kim is in the center of town with about a dozen ninja. They range from Jinin to Chunin, he says. What does he look like, Mai asks, as they get up from their hiding spot. Buff, with black and buzz cut. He's wearing Jonin attire with a double-sided axe. As tall as him, Naruto says and looks to Mai. Ready, he adds, and Mai nods. Music. Groove addicts, the beast at our door.
Naruto makes another clone as the pair split up, with the blonde heading right for the main road and few people see him, but a thick mist quickly rolls in. He can see perfectly as he brings out his Inari's wrath daggers. Arise, he says, and his soldiers rise. Mai is moving along the roofs of a building with her hearing and smell honed from relentless training courtesy of Amayuri.
Who hell cast the hidden mist jutsu, Mai hears below her. She brings out a pair of senbon needles and drops down behind the genin to drive them through her ears and into her brain. The genin Kunoichi twitches with her eyes rolling in the back of her head as Mai catches her to gently place the body down. Saki, a voice shouts, and Mai readies another senbon. Meanwhile, Naruto is walking towards Kim Chulin as he orders squad to find whoever is creating this mist. Perhaps you should have brought a wind user, Naruto says, throwing his voice while his steps are silent as a ghost. Who the hell are you? Kim shouts, readying his axe and straining his senses. I am a demon born of those killed by your masters, Naruto says, picking up speed and slicing the throat of 2 Chunin before they could scream. Demon, huh? Think you're Zabuza, Momochi? Kim shouts, his eyes moving around. Nah. I'm something worse, Naruto says, passing and slicing under Kim's right arm, near his armpit. Kim screams and swings as blood runs down his right side. Drop this and fight me like a man, he shouts, cutting the mist with his swing, but it does nothing to dissipate it. Why? Are you not a Kiri shinobi? This should be your bread and butter. Now where to strike? Larynx, spine, lungs, liver, jugular, subclavian artery, kidneys, heart. Choices. Choices, Naruto says, striking a kidney. Kim sees a shadow and brings his axe down from an overhead swing to crack the ground, but hits nothing. Only for Naruto to slice the back of his left knee. Kim falls to one knee with a look of rage on his face, and is back on his feet. Rage can sure drive a person. How many have you killed with it, or maybe it's arrogance, Naruto says, stabbing Kim in his other kidney. Kim's breath is becoming labored as Inari's wrath have some latent Biju chakra imbued in it, and Kim is being poisoned with each stab. Shall we end the game? Naruto and strikes under Kim's left pit, but also the back of his knee. Kim drops his axe and falls to his knees as Naruto lightens the mist enough to show his form. Your new name with B-Spot, Naruto says, picking up Kim's axe, and slices off his head with his axe. Arise, Naruto says, dropping the axe. Spot resembles himself as he lived, but has light blue skin, and his axe has a smoky air to it. Naruto dismisses Spot and all his soldiers as Mei arrives. Mission complete, she says, and Naruto nods, before they vanish with the mist receding. The people would find the bodies of Kim and his squad, with some saying it was like some phantom had come. Not bad, brat and brat number 2. Since you did so well, we'll teach you some jutsu, Zabuza says. Right, kiddies? Let's head back, Amayuri says. Song ends. Yenenhan. Naruto lays on the bed of the place he's staying when a knock echoes and goes to open it, revealing Mei in long night dress and a pillow. Naruto sighs as he lets her in, but turns to her mere inches from him as he closes the door. Something wrong, he says, his brow furrowed. No. I have something to tell you, Mei says, looking into his blue eyes and him looking into her green jewels. Is she going to confess? Makoto thought. I know it's wrong, but I love you, and not as a friend, Mei says, shocking the blonde. Wait. What? Naruto says, avoiding her eyes. I've only known you a short amount, but I'm in love with you. You saved my life like some hero on a horse. You've seen me at my lowest and lifted me up. So I want to be with you, Mei says, her cheeks flushed with embarrassment. Are you serious about that? You don't really know me, Naruto says, covering the lower half of his face as his ears were red. I don't care, and you're not getting rid of me. Naruto Uzumaki Mae say, and in a bold move driven by pent-up emotions, pulls Naruto into a hasty kiss. It is a gentle collision of uncertainty and longing, a silent plea for understanding and perhaps reciprocation. Naruto's eyes widen in shock as he is caught off guard, but the initial surprise fades, before finding himself responding to her kiss. It was clumsy and shy, a testament to their inexperience and the vulnerability they feel in the moment. Naruto and Mei slowly pull apart as he looks into her eyes and searching for the right words. Mei. I never realized how you felt. And Miko says I'm a bit dense like my mom, but knowing this changes everything, he says. I was scared. I didn't want to ruin a burgeoning friendship, Mei says, biting her lip with anxiety coiling in her stomach. But Naruto pulls her into his embrace. Congratulations, sweetie. Your first girlfriend, Makoto crows. And for what it's worth, I think I've started to feel the same way about you, Naruto says. And Mei laughs. We'll figure this out, Mei. Together, he says, and for Mei, it was enough for now. Zabuza and Amiri would teach Naruto and Mei several jutsu like water formation pillar, water bullet technique, water dragon bullet technique, and a combination jutsu with Naruto called lightning water dragon bullet. Naruto learns a few jutsu from Amayuri to go with his plethora of ninjutsu like lightning fang, falling thunder, lightning ball, and lightning dragon tornado. This seems to anger Amayuri's apprentice, Raiga Kurosuke, but he didn't have a set to go after the blonde. 2 years would pass, and while Konoha continued to celebrate Naruto's departure, as finally the demon was gone from their lives. Konoha and the country of fire were forced to deal with the death of the fire daimyo. His sons Ieyasu and Nobutatsu would begin a succession battle with Konoha, remaining neutral due to oaths going back to the foundation of Konoha, but darker elements were aiding the older brother Nobutatsu. In Water Country, Naruto benefited greatly learning from Zabuza, but also Amayuri. He also gained someone he cares for greatly as both bonded over their similar trauma, and Mei becoming more brazen in her actions. Uyenenhan. We're heading out, brat. Get your shadow, Zabuza says. The now 15 going on 16-year-old Naruto hops up from his push-ups, still wearing a black sleeveless collared shirt with silver fastenings, baggy black pants, black lace-up boots to his knees, a dark blue sash around his waist and black gloves. He is taller and more athletic now, but a noticeable change is his whiskers have all but faded from his face, and his blonde hair is cut shorter to not look his father. Where we heading? Naruto asks, popping his joints. We're hunting a big fish, Zabuza says, smirking. Right, Naruto says, heading for his temporary place on the main island of Ishidari. Will you stay here in Mizu or travel some more? Makoto comments. I want to finish helping the rebels. Though I wish to meet Tsunade Senju, but also Ieyasu Oda. Naruto thought. He had learned of the succession war in Fire Country, and wondered if the old man is involved. He reaches a small cottage as Mei steps out. Her once chopped hair is not past her shoulder blades in a top knot tied with a dark blue band. She wears a sleeveless black crop top with a buckled choker at the collar, and black jean shorts with purple straps around her upper thighs and black lace-up boots. Loose mimetic leg warmers with high-waist black stirrup tights. Welcome back, Mei says, but furrows her brow. We have a mission, she adds, looking at his face and wrapping her arms around his neck. Yeah. Zabuza says we're hunting a big fish, Naruto says, running his nose on her neck and taking in her blueberry scent. Do you know who? Mei asks, following Naruto inside. No, but we follow our sensei, Naruto says, going to grab his gear. Yes, Phantom Kun, Mei says, joking a little. Naruto shakes his head as he grabs a long black button-up jacket, with the upper body featuring a hood having a beaked tip, blue lining along the torso with the lower half of the coat, forming two tails. He heads outside as Mei soon joins him with a black jacket having purple trim, a high collar and attached hood, which covers the lower part of her face downward and comes just above her high-waist tights. The jacket has a zipper running along its entire length, a purple air filter on either side, just below the trim. The jacket sleeves completely envelop her arms, terminating in white glove-like extensions, a cat's paws. The pair leave their cottage and make their way to find Zabuza, finding him with Haku. Hello, Naruto-kun, Mai-chan, Haku says, bowing, and both do the same. Alright. Time to head out and no back chatter either, Zabuza says, looking to Naruto, and the blonde raises his hands in defeat. The four take off at Shunan speed as Naruto and Mei pull up their hoods to hide their faces, while Haku dons a white hunter nin mask with thin curved eye holes and a red wavy design in place of the mouth. A few hours later, the four were avoiding a strike force led by Yagura Karatachi and the Sambi Jinchuriki. I see what you mean by big fish. Yagura's brother of all people, Naruto says, leaping and turning to fire several air bullets, hitting one hunter nin in the chest. Hush up, brat, Zabuza says. Haku and Mei toss a hail of senbon before Yagura spins his hook staff to create an aqua mirror to mirror their attacks, and the four avoid the counter senbon. Both sides reach a large clearing about a mile wide near a lake, and both sides halt. Zabuza Momochi Yagura says, he is a short young man with short, messy gray hair that falls over the right side of his face, and spiked up on the left. Pupil-less pink eyes and a stitch-like scar running from under his left eye, all the way down his cheek. His attire includes a gray, sleeveless shirt with short-sleeve mesh armor and a green poncho, a turquoise sash around his waist with a matching green apron over his pants, and a pair of brown boots. Kagura says, hi, Zabuza says, and Yagura scoffs. My brother betrayed everything. Kirigakure stands for, Yagura says, but this time Zabuza scoffs. The yondaime is a cowardly bastard who kills people for something they were born with, Zabuza says, and looks to Naruto. Do it, brat, he adds. Naruto quickly weaves signs to ram Ninpo. Kirigakure no jutsu, he declares, creating a thick mist with chakra and magic. Form up! Yagura shouts, and his squad form up back to back in a circle. Now the silent battle begins, he thought. Each of 10-person squad keep the senses strained as their foe is Zabuza, a master of silent killing and butcher of his entire class. This man also has put an unnatural fear into the Yondaime. Mizukaj Tosen Hijakata, to the point the man firmly Zabuza will kill him. A wave of flames tears through the mist, but Yagura counters with wave of water before a shadowy figure comes from the right in the form of Tiger, crashing into one Kunoichi and dragging her into the mist. Zabuza makes a move with a leaping and downward strike as Yagura blocks using his staff, but a hail of Senbon take out 2 more. "You won't win," Zabuza Yagura says, glaring at his foe. "Think so? Then bring out your beast," Zabuza says and leaps back into the mist. "Too bad your brother isn't here," he adds, seemingly from everywhere. Yagura releases some of Biju chakra that puts everyone but on guard. "F-Ton, Taifika!" he shouts, slamming his hook down. A heavy gust of wind tears through the area to disperse the mist, but Yagura and his squad quickly have to dodge a wave of lava as he loses his hook staff in the process. "Hijutsu?" Makio Hyosho Haku says, catching Yagura and 2 of his squad inside a dome of ice mirrors. Clouds begin to form in the sky as Naruto makes his move with his no-name sword to wrap it around one Kunoichi, tearing her up as he pulls the segmented sword back. Mei leaps over Naruto to send a hail of Senbon as the pair fight in sync and Zabuza tears through the remaining squad. However, a disgusting amount of chakra releases from Ice Dome. "Shit! Haku!" Zabuza shouts. Music. Jinchuriki. Naruto Ost. The dome explodes and Haku flies across the clearing, as in the newly created crater is Yagura in some sort of dark red, nearly black layer of chakra-like endoskeleton with a crab-like shell, spikes all over his body, and 3 shrimp-like tails. "Haku!" Zabuza shouts, seeing his unmoving apprentice. "He's dead already," Zabuza Yagura says, his voice distorted. His face is concealed between a large forehead and lower jaw, with pupil-less white eyes as blue-red orbs begin to form around him to coalesce in a purple mass. He, preparing a Bijudama. "Rat, you know what to do," Zabuza says, glancing to the unmoving Haku. "Die!" Yagura shouts, firing his Bijudama, but Naruto weaves a chain of signs and slams his hands down. "Fushiyose. Triple Rashomon!" Naruto shouts as Zabuza and Mei get behind him. 3 demon face gate doors rise from the ground as Yagura's Bijudama nears them, and detonates violently, destroying the first 2 gates and bending the third back as everything around them is erased. "We can't fight Yagura in this state," Zabuza says, and rain begins to fall, is what I would say. "You're up, brat," he adds, smirking. "Right, and one of my clones will grab Haku," Naruto says, preparing for some heavy artillery. "You better, come on, Red. We don't want to be in the blast." "Radius," Zabuza says, and both quickly shun away. Naruto looks around the gate to see Yagura and scurries up the bent gate door, as Yagura looks up to him while a rumble of thunder echoes. "How noble to sacrifice yourself," Yagura shouts as chakra begins to explode from him. "Better be quick, arise," Naruto declares as thunder drowns him out. Shadow variants of Yagura's squad and Haku rise as the latter grabs his body to take off. Yagura's form begins to expand into his full Sanbai form, while Naruto releases a disgusting amount of chakra that mingles with the rain itself and begins a lengthy chain of signs. "You'll need to slow him down," Makoto says from his shadow, but the blonde is inhaling deeply. Naruto releases a magic-infused roar from deep within himself that freezes Yagura, but also the Biju inside him into a state of panic. "Hijutsu, Kamishimi no Yari," Naruto shouts, and thick spear of white lightning comes from the cloudy sky to pierce Yagura, lighting up the area in flash of light. Naruto drops from Demon Gate as the rain begins to lessen, and he sees the body of Yagura in a crater, about 20 wide. "Arise," Naruto says. Yagura's body twitches with black shadows of him, and the sanbi rising from his body. Naruto approaches them and both kneel to him as Haku appears with his body. "Can you talk?" Naruto asks, but Haku and Yagura shake their heads. Ken the Sanbai says. "Do you have a name?" Naruto asks, curious. "I am Isobu Sanbai," or Isobu says, shocking Naruto, and he summons Inari. "Can you talk to?" Naruto says, to Inari. The nine-tailed fox remains silent, but looks to Isobu. "Yes, I can, but I wish to see if it was worth speaking to you." Inari says. "My brother has been burned by humans," Isobu comments, and Naruto's mouth hangs open a little. He shakes back with a sigh and dismisses all of them before sealing both bodies in stasis scrolls, but doesn't notice a strange figure from the clearing's edge. The figure is merged with the ground, having a literal black and white side, shaggy green hair, pupilless yellow eyes, and green stalks like a Venus flytrap. "How did he kill the Jinchuriki?" the white side says in a lighter tone.
He used the mist to hide the fact he was superheating the sky. The sudden warmth created an ascending air current or thunderclouds. Then he released chakra to link with the rain, the darker side said, having a wicked edge.
"What about that scary roar? I still feel scared," the white side says.
He used it to hold the Jinchuriki in place for his lightning attack. Even if lightning travels as 1/1000th of second. His jutsu isn't fast but takes lengthy preparation. Hence that roar. He even tamed lightning itself, the darker side said.
"Toby won't be happy," the white says as they sink into the ground. Song ends. Renentan. "Thanks for bringing him back," Ratsabuza says, looking over Haku's body, which has pink coral coming from his chest. Naruto is standing next to him with Mei behind them. "No problem," Naruto says, his eyes drifting to Kagura and Mangetsu. The former resembles his brother Yagura with short, messy, gray hair that falls over the right side of his face and spikes up on the left his forehead, pink eyes, and a marking with 3 points running down under his left eye. He wears black pants, a striped purple shirt, a green long-sleeve vest with a high collar and black gloves. "Not many can say they defeated a Jinchuriki," Zabuza says, seeing Mangetsu coming and hearing his words. "The Sandaime Raikage, the Yondaime Hokage, and Shodaime Hokage," Mangetsu says. "Each of them are dead and you're alive. Your rank in the bingo book will raise with Yagura's death," Mangetsu says, and he would be right. Word does spread of Yagura's defeat at the hands of Phantom, and Hijikata raises Naruto's rank to a class with an exercise caution. But the writing is on the wall. Yagura is and was Kiri's powerhouse against the rebels, despite Kagura being the Rakubi Jinchuriki, as unlike his brother couldn't fully control the Rakubi. However, losing Yagura is enough for the Water Daimyo to commit to the rebels' cause and support a bid for Mangetsu becoming the Godame Mizukage. It would be 6 months later, around Naruto's 16th birthday, did the rebels defeat the Kirigakure loyalists. The victory did not without loss as Zabuza went down, taking the Yondaime with him. While Mayuri could no longer fight due to her illness, but her apprentice Raiga Kurosuke took her Kiba blade and fled like coward. Mayuri's illness is terminal, and she has a few more weeks to live as Mangetsu cements himself as Godame, flushing out Hijikata's loyalists. "I'm offering you both positions as Kirigakure Shunin. Your ages don't matter," Mangetsu says, sitting in the Mizukage office. "We appreciate it, but I wasn't born here. Fire Country is my home and I wish to return," Naruto says. "I go where Naruto goes. A change of scenery would be a good change of pace," Mei says. "I'll accept that. However, I won't remove your entry in the bingo book, but I'll guarantee our Hunter Corp will not come after you," Mangetsu says. "That's fine," Lord Fifth Naruto says, and both bow before excusing themselves. Kirigakure's architecture is several cylindrical buildings, with the Mizukage's office being the widest and largest, as most of the buildings have vegetation growing on their roofs. "Let's go see," Mayuri-sensei Mei says, and Naruto nods as she takes his left hand. The pair walk in silence towards the main hospital in the village. Naruto. When Mayuri-sensei passes away, "Will you make her one of her soldiers?" Mei says, squeezing his hand. Naruto stops and looks into her green eyes but slowly nods as he touches her forehead with his own. "Thank you," she whispers. They continue on to the hospital and head for Amayuri's room on the 6th floor of it.